Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Hope everyone is doing well out there today. I'm a little tired today, y'all. I've been working all day yesterday. I'm going to be working again today, doing school. It's a lot of work, and I just realized, plus doing the business, I just realized something, and I realized that our government is not who they say they are. And it's very hard for us to raise children in this world and in this government today in time. The government wants the perfect world, and this is why other countries get to come in and tell them what to do because they don't know what they're doing. They're making life hard for us, and it's unfair, Here it is, I'm on my third career, trying to maintain life, okay? And I kind of understand now why a lot of the older people that just gave up and died, I understand why. Because they get tired. And it's not tired that their body is tired, they're mentally tired. The way the government has set up things for us to so-called survive, the way... Now, I've been working since I was 12 years old. Okay, since 12 years old, people, and I'm 52 right now. Okay, that's 40 years that I've put in. Okay, I've paid my taxes. I've put in so much. How can I say it? Interest in what the government wanted us to do because that's who my family was. My family was the type of people that, they followed what the government said. They did everything they were supposed to do, but yet and still, they're all dead, okay? Every single one of them, okay? Except for me and my brother, we're the only two heirs left from my family, okay? And my kids and his kids. That tells me something, okay? And I lost my whole family because they worked so hard every day to try to maintain life and live life. And they got cancer. They got all kind of illnesses until they couldn't take it no more and just expired. Okay? That's not the way God designed things. Okay? For people to work until they die. Okay? And then at a young age. When you read the Bible tells us how old his people were living. They give us these things. They tell us that we must take them. We have to listen to everything that they say do, or we're being disorderly, or we're not corresponding. If we would just listen, things would go the right way. But yet and still, the end result is death at a young age. I'm not choosing death. I don't give a damn. I will fight these people to the bitter end. I will fight the government to the bitter end. Granted, those are my family people, okay? And I chose to follow what they wanted me to do because I hold my family's name. However, I'm not choosing death because the government says so. I'm not doing that. I will fight them to the bitter end until they get it right. Because y'all killing these good people. And it's not fair. You're killing your own people. The people that believed in you. And that's the problem. Then you get the next generation coming up and they're watching this. They're watching how the government does. And then you have those that say, you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care about the government. I don't care about the police. I don't care about nobody. I'm going to do what I want to do. Because the way y'all have things designed. It's just not right, people. It's not right what they're doing. And I'm sitting here every day of my life, saying to myself, should there be a new world order? And I'm coming to the conclusion it should be. We should no longer have a government. because they are making it very, very difficult for us to survive. Okay? Granted, yes, they do feed us. That's the bare minimum. That's what they tell us we have to do with our children, too. Well, you have to feed them. That's the bare minimum. Okay? They don't even care if we wash our bodies. They don't care if we have a roof over our head. You know, okay, well, we'll find somewhere to put them. And if we don't, they sleep on the streets. If we have to go out here and fight every day for our lives, just like we have no government, why even have a government? Because that's what it's coming to. I mean, that's the reality of it. Go ahead and let these big companies take over. I mean, and that's just my theory. That's just my thoughts. Because you're making all these lazy people to where they at the point, oh, well, you know what? I don't want to do anything. I don't want to work. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to do anything because all the government is going to do is hurt me in the long term. You can't do this. You can't do that. They always trying to find something as small as a pea that you can't do to hurt you. You do your part, then they turn around and say, oh, well, no, it wasn't this way. It wasn't that way. It was for, well, oh, that person gave you the wrong information, or this one did this, or this one did that. They always want to point the finger to somebody else, lying and lying and lying and lying and lying, and don't even give us a chance to do things the proper way, even when you're trying. That's not fair to the citizens of America. And then they get these people, they hire these people, and I have nothing against college grads. I really don't, because I want to see y'all progress. Y'all paid y'all money, high tuition to become the people that y'all are. But learning out of a textbook and experiencing something in real life is two different things. This is why they have internship for a lot of these jobs, because certain things you cannot play with. It's just too much. And they wonder why these people are out here killing, they drugging and drinking and doing all of this stuff. And they go outside and have to deal with the everyday life outside, things that the government has put upon us, and then got to come home. And then they're flipping out at home because that's the only place that they feel safe enough to do so. But then we have abused families, mentally disabled kids, because they've been going through abuse because of what the government has set forth on the people. Think. It's all a domino effect. Granted, my family taught me how to do this, but the way they taught me would lead me to death. I'm changing. I'm breaking that generational curse. We will live. In other words, we have to fight back. This is a very big spiritual war right now. And God has to take down the devils. And if the devil is the government, then so be it. What are you doing to your people? But America is supposed to be the greatest country in the world. Where? You have people trying to take y'all good people. You have countries giving us invitations to get up out of here because of the things that y'all doing. Pay attention. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. These people that make these laws and then they hire these people that know that the laws are messed up, so they lie about things in order to make it right, to fit the bill, so that way they can keep a job. Does it make sense? Make it make sense. Huh. You know, I'm so fed up with this government, and it's just, like I said, I see a new world order coming. Okay, I see it coming. Because every day they're failing, they're making it very hard for people to maintain life, and we can't do nothing. Y'all created the trade. Y'all created the money in order for us to live. Y'all created that. We understood it. We said to ourselves, all right, this is what they want. Because in Bible's times, they traded items. Y'all wanted to make the power of the dollar, the promissory note. And now everybody's out here trying to get a promissory note in order to survive. And then y'all creating economic disaster with raising all these prices where people can't live. Y'all do the math. Because I see destruction coming. I don't see it getting better. And I'm going to just be honest with y'all. Now, I did my research, what happened with the Spanish flu, how after that the war set in, and then they went into a deep depression and all of that other stuff. I see worse than that happening this time. Because we have nowhere to run. At least with the Deep Depression, they was able to run north. You got the people in the north trying to run south. It's going backwards. So where do y'all see that we're going to come up out of this? Give the country over if y'all can't maintain it. If y'all can't get it right. I mean, that's just my theory. I'm just one person. But that's just what I see. Either we're going to be a third world country or we need a new world order. And that's just the bottom line. Because I don't see this getting better. They make up all this nonsense. We're responsible for our people. We're responsible for teaching our people. We're responsible for helping our people. We're responsible for getting our lives in order to survive long term. We're responsible for that as individuals. But if the government is stopping us from doing certain things because they want in, or they don't want to see something happen, that's not on us. That's on you. Y'all better think about it. That's all I say. Y'all better think about it. Y'all need to, from state to state, Congress to Congress, y'all need to all come together and think about this situation, because y'all are destroying this country. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. I feel like y'all, it's like a bunch of kids sitting at a round table making decisions. But the citizens that pay taxes are the ones that have to deal with the nonsense and the pain. Y'all always want us to pay this. Y'all always want us to pay that. You take 1/3 of our money. And then we could barely survive. Then if you make too much money, you're paying a bunch of taxes. And then if you don't pay them, they freeze you. But yet and still, we out here struggling every day trying to survive. y'all know what survival is? And then you wonder why these people get lazy. You know what? I'm just not going to do anything. I'm going to just ride this thing out. And this is what the people are thinking. This is what the kids are thinking. This is what y'all teaching the new generation. How can you want such a perfect country, but you're not perfect? You're the bottom of the barrel. And this is just what it is. You either want to help the people survive or help them die. I mean, choose one. What are we up against? Let us know so we at least know what y'all trying to do to us, but don't lie. It's just crazy, you know. I'm going to say this, and if anybody's listening from other countries, you know, I know y'all countries are a little harder to live in than America, and this is why a lot of y'all come to America, but this is not the time. Don't come to our country, because it's going to be very hard for you to survive. You're going to be working until you die, working your body so hard until you die. You're going to either die physically or mentally. The generation before, 2 generations after me, these people are dying at age 30. They're mentally disabled at age 30. They're sickly at age 30. That is unheard of. Because of the things that they've put on these people. Everyday people. I work with all walks of life, people. My job is very diverse. Okay? And a person has said to me, "Oh, some of these people are very strange," you know? And I say, you know, well, they could be strange, but guess what? They all got to make a way to eat, to survive. I work with black, white, Chinese, Indian. I just should have said Asian. I work with Muslims, disabled. They all need a way to survive. They may look different. They may have different religions. They may have different cultures. But we all there for the same reason. Survival. It doesn't make sense. I see more disabled people out there working than I see in years, that I've seen ever. And we gotta let them work because they can't survive. How can you throw an $800 check at somebody and tell them to live off of that? Knowing it's impossible. And the only people that seen the facts of that was Walmart and Amazon. They take in the disabled because they know they can't survive. I don't know. I'm not getting it anymore. It's not driving me crazy because I see what's happening. Just like I told y'all 10 years ago what was going to happen right now with the COVID, but nobody listened. You know what I mean? However, I see a new world order coming very soon because they're not getting it right. It's getting worse. It's coming to the point where we got more dead people than alive. I rode past the cemetery the other day and I'm looking like, damn, that's a lot of dead people. And my daughter said, well, Mom, I said, they ain't gonna have no space to put them after a while. She said, well, they could dig more holes. Like, she has already accepted it. Like, they killing us anyway. Why is a 12-year-old thinking like that? She's supposed to be thinking about life, living, going to college, having a wonderful life. Why is she thinking like that at 12? You get these kids, why have good grades? Why do good? Because we don't have no future. Do y'all see what y'all have done to these people? It's sad. But I'm taking responsibility of mine. And I'm going to teach them. And we're going to work through whatever it is possible to make it. Because we're not choosing death. And those that's listening, y'all shouldn't either. Do not allow this government to stress you out where you are mentally insane. Do not allow this world to stress you out because of the way they do things. Not the world, I'm talking about America. Now, my daughter asked to go counseling. She wants to go to counseling. I said, okay. I called them up yesterday. I still haven't gotten a call back. What kind of crap is that? When you got children asking for help, because we've taught them, well, if you need help, ask for help, because we don't want you hurting yourself. We don't want you committing suicide. We don't want this. We don't want that. But then our government hires these companies that don't even respond and give them the right of way. Like, who does that? Are we training our children to be failures or winners? Which one? All y'all can say is keep your body fueled and get out there and work until it's over. It's not right. It's not fair. You don't even give the poor people a chance to live. This is why I constantly tell y'all every day, it don't matter how much money you have. If you don't have the knowledge, the end result is going to be death. For those that's poor, if you have a house, grow you some fruit, grow you some vegetables, grow you the things that you need so you'll still be able to eat healthy. Because the prices on food, I went to get an avocado the other day. An avocado was $2. $2 for one avocado. You got to be kidding me. I've watched avocados go from 39 cents to $2 in my lifetime. A very important food, brain food. A food that can help you if you have high cholesterol, hypertension, and even diabetes. Why? Why are y'all doing this to the people? Why are y'all hurting the people? Let me use this other thing, for instance. I have a trademark, right? Yeah, I know that I'm working on. Now, 6 months ago, I spoke to the examiner, and I explained to her the situation going on out here. Now, granted, she's up in the office, so she don't know what the hell going on down here. And I explained to her what my challenge was, okay? So then I get a letter. Now, I never received no mail from these people, which they said they sent out mail. Now, I had 2 addresses on there, okay? One of them I let go because I was never getting any mail there, and it was a bill that I was paying that I just couldn't afford anymore. That's the way the government does it. In order to have a P.O. box today, you got to be rich. Okay, if you want to keep it. 6 months is almost $100. Okay? So granted, I let it go. Because that's $100 that can go to something else. However, getting back to what I was saying, I explained to this lady what the issues was down here, okay? And she never got back to me to tell me that everything was okay. So when you don't respond based on a response, it's said that everything is okay. Now I get this letter saying that everything wasn't okay. So I'm saying to myself, not a letter, an email. So I said to myself, now, well, you didn't respond to me to let me know what else I needed to do. So who's at fault here? Now, if she did respond and I didn't get the email, then maybe you should have picked up the phone. Oh, I forgot. The emails are so flooded today that sometimes we don't even get them. Or we get them and then they're thrown elsewhere. The phone systems are so messed up today that we can't even get calls. Okay? So where are we winning, people? We're driving people crazy. But this is supposed to be a better world. How? The other day, I'm going to use this as an example about the phone situation. My daughter said that she put her phone on Do Not Disturb. She didn't want to hear from, I guess, whoever was calling her, getting on her nerves. She didn't want to hear from nobody. They got this new thing, put your phone on Do Not Disturb to keep notifications from coming in from like our social medias. But yet and still, we're missing very important things. Where is it bettering the world? That's what I'm trying to understand. Y'all create these things, the government let it go past, and it makes things worse. But then the things that's good for us, that's godly for us, y'all always trying to find a way to shut that down. I mean, make it make sense, people. I mean, I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand, government, where y'all going with this. Is this what y'all want? Y'all want the destruction of America? Is this what y'all want? If this is what y'all want, let us know. Because then we could pack up and go to other countries that's willing to take us in and train us how they do things and live life productively. I mean, if this is what y'all want, make the announcement. If y'all tired, we get it. We tired too. But at least tell us what y'all doing. Because y'all just trying to make things very hard so we are never progressing anything. That's the way y'all designed it. We didn't design it. Y'all did that. And then when we catch y'all in y'all lies and y'all nonsense, y'all get angry. And then when we do the same things that y'all do, y'all get angry. Oh no, that's against the law. Okay, well you did it. It was against the law. Well, we created the law. That doesn't make it right. Make it make sense. Because what y'all getting ready to do is create a war against the people. We already in a spiritual war. We got these countries coming at y'all because y'all ain't doing what y'all supposed to do. And then soon y'all gonna have the people coming at y'all as well. Because people are tired. They're tired on how y'all do things. And granted, I don't know, some of y'all went to college or not, but y'all not that smart. I mean, I went to college, I ain't finished, but I'm a little bit smarter than some of you people. Because I don't understand how y'all come up with some of this stuff. And some of these laws, and then the red tape. Yeah, and then, that's the thing, that's what kills me. Y'all make these laws, right? And then y'all say it a certain way. You're not even smart enough to phrase it properly so it can cover everything. Y'all always leave a loophole. And this is why the people get over. It's, oh, wait, I found it. Because you know they stupid up there. This is how we look at y'all. But then you want us to respect y'all. I mean, come on. They always find a loophole because y'all not smart enough to cover the loopholes. And then y'all think y'all be covering them. This is why the people get over. This is why the people do the things that they do. This is why the people run from paying the government so the government can put the money back into the United States. Because of the way y'all do things. Make them feel secure with the money that you put into they put into the government. Make them feel secure. Y'all don't even think. Give them a little bit of security. You don't have to give them a whole lot. Give them a little bit. And make us feel like the money that we put into this country is worth putting into this country. You got to have all these certifications, all this stuff. Get it? I understand, like, okay, I'm in school right now, right? Almost everything they teaching me in school, I pretty much know. In this particular class that I'm taking. Some things I didn't know, and it made sense. The things I didn't know, that it was based around God and the way God sets things up. That I didn't know. And I bet you they didn't know either when they was writing it. Okay? I had to break it down to somebody, and they said, well, you know what? All this time I never looked at it like that, because they don't know the Bible, so they don't understand. They don't know. But whoever designed a lot of this stuff, either they knew the Bible, and that's why they designed it that way, or they didn't know the Bible, and it made sense. Okay? And that's all we asking, the government, is to make things make sense. Y'all up in there in them offices and don't know what the hell is going on down here on the ground. And what we have to deal with on the ground. That's what y'all not getting. Come down here and live for a little while. This is why I don't understand how we have people running a country that has never lived both sides of life. How are you going to be able to tell somebody how to survive if you ain't never lived it? Well, I'm a college grad. I went to this college and I did this and blah, 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 blah. Your parents paid for everything. And now they did because they struggled hard to help you become something. You know, it was a saying I had saw on Facebook. It said it's a cycle. You got these people that work hard so their kids can maintain and live life, and then they work hard to be whoever their parents wanted them to be, which then they turn around and neglect their children because their children need the same support that their family was giving them, but they're so selfish about themselves because of what their parents instilled within them. So now their children are lacking. Okay, so now their children is trying to build, but they don't have all the information because their parents is pretty much giving them everything, just like the other people did. But now they're lazy, so they don't want to work, they don't want to do anything. Okay, so now that cycle begins, that poor cycle again. And at first, I understood it, but I didn't see it, but I do see it. So now what happens is this person becomes lazy and poor because they get on drugs because they can't deal with the fact that they don't have their parents. They have to deal with the fact that they're being neglected in certain areas. You know, this cycle is just, it's crazy. You know, you got these people, they either poor or rich. What happened to the middle? Some balance. You don't have to be poor or rich. Just be balanced in the middle. So that way you're able to give your children the life that they deserve. Like I had made a statement on Facebook the other day about how we need to just give our children one gift on Christmas. First of all, Christmas is not our birthday. That's Jesus' birthday. So we should be giving anyway. However, the government decided to make Christmas. And we indulge, okay? But if you're giving your children gifts all year round, you won't have to worry about piling a tree up with 30, 50 gifts because you ain't gave your kid nothing all year. Makes sense? I hope it does. There's a reason why the Jehovah's Witnesses don't indulge in manly things. Because manly things, meaning the government things, are set out to depress us, stress us out, keep us non-having faith. Okay, in God. Not respecting God the way God should be respected. But we do it anyway because we enjoy it. They came up with Christmas, the Christmas trees, the lights, and so everything is so beautiful. So we like it. They said, all right, well, let them spend up all their money in December and then we'll give them income tax in February. Now, they're trying to push that back. Every year, you need a new form, so you can't file now. Since when? Who does this? We've been able to file February 1st ever since I've been alive. And I've been out here paying taxes or filing taxes. Now they're always holding it. Oh, you can't file yet. And then put the food prices sky high. So they're telling them, oh, you can't file yet, you can't eat. When income tax is the time where people sometimes pack their freezers so they can survive a few months. All right, I get an income tax check. I'm going to take this money. I'm going to tell y'all, this is the true facts. I used to live in Maryland. I didn't get much income tax because I made a lot of money. But yet and still, even though I made a lot of money, the government took most of it. So it was still hard for me to survive, people, even though I was making good money. Okay? So when income tax time came, I would take that little bit of money that they give me back and go and stack my freezer so me and my kids can eat for the next 6 months. And then I'll worry about the last 6 months when I get there. That's how things was done in my life. Excuse me, my allergies bother me. However, I wasn't the only one doing it like that. You're holding back people's survival. Did y'all think about that? Y'all knew income tax time was coming. It comes every year at the same time. So why is it we have to wait on forms that they're waiting for the IRS to release? Why is that? As soon as tax time is over in April, and now they've been pushing it to May, if I'm not mistaken, because of the COVID. But when it's over in July, normally, you know it's coming up again. You got 6 months to get all the documentation you peoples need together so these people can survive. I mean, that's just common sense. Preparation is what it's called. You don't wait till the last minute and say, hey, we're throwing this new form out here that we figured out that we should throw out here in December. So now we got to make them wait. But then you got all these people running up in stores, taking food, taking stuff, which is hurting these companies. But yet still, you say you want the money to continue to recycle. How? Oh, it's because y'all really don't have the money. And the longer y'all wait, the better it is. See, a lot of people don't know how the fiscal year runs. So they don't get it. I get it. Y'all really don't have it. So y'all trying to wait to the last minute. But if all the prices are high, if all of the prices are high and the people can't survive, what are they going to spend? So make it make sense. I don't get it. But they just came out of Christmas. This is why I tell you people, don't allow the American way to destroy you. These people out here right now are struggling, stressing because they just came out of Christmas the way y'all taught them. Buy up all this stuff. Now they broke and now they're going to be hungry because they're waiting on income tax that y'all promised them and now y'all want to hold that back. Make it make sense. Y'all trained them about Christmas. Y'all trained them about buying all of this stuff and giving the companies all the money and then they'll get a return in the next year. Y'all trained them about this. So don't get mad when another country wants to come in and train them on how they live so they can live. And then they wonder how, like certain people like myself and a couple of other people I may know, why they're surviving. Because we was a step ahead of the game because we don't trust in the government. We know how they get down. As they call it down here, they the op. That's what we look at the government as, the op. We don't trust y'all. Because 1 minute y'all say one thing and then the next minute y'all say another. 1 minute y'all say do one thing and then the next minute y'all say do another. But these people still need to survive. And that's what y'all not looking at. Why y'all making them wait? I had some people say, you know, I had a few dollars and they say, go to the mall to shop, you know. I went to the mall, but I ain't shopped the way they wanted me to shop because I know how the government get down. really didn't want to buy the stuff that I bought. Because I know how the government get down. Don't you know my bank, which I feel is probably down with the government, wouldn't allow me to pay some of my bills 3 months ahead of time because I know how the government gets down? So I said, okay, this is how y'all doing shit? Then I'll go back to work. Because I already know my people, they got me. Y'all not going to hurt me. That's what y'all do. Y'all set us up for failure. And then when we don't fail and go through what y'all want us to go through, y'all don't understand why. We've learned your pattern. Now here it is. Everybody got to suffer because they holding back the income taxes on filing. They did this 2 years in a row. Then they want to blame it on COVID. Everything is blamed on COVID. Everything going on right now is blamed on COVID. When you ask a question about something, the first thing they say is COVID. Y'all got a lot of work to do. And I don't see it getting done. Me personally, I'm going to continue to live my life the way I do. You know? Y'all don't like it? Oh well. But I'm not going to let y'all control my life. Because y'all leading people to death. I'm rolling with the people that like life. Like people say to me, oh, working is death. No, it's not. Not being able to feed yourself and not being able to pay your rent is death. The worryation. Stress is the number one killer. What the government puts on us? Stress. They're the best killers of them all. If y'all need any knowledge on how to survive any way possible, I will keep posting. I will keep showing you guys how to do this thing. Materialistic things is not always what you need. As long as you have certain things, you good. Don't let this government blow your mind to where you can't survive. They talk about me shopping on Amazon. Amazon got a lot of good prices. And I work for them. Why not? However, that means I'm not going to buy everything I see. I'm going to buy what I need. And if I don't need it, I'm not going to get it. If I can afford it, I can. Frito-Lay. I went to buy some potato chips. Got to talk about them, you know. That's the company I used to work for. Going to the store, a bag of Funyuns is $5. When I started working for Frito-Lay, Funyuns was $2. I've watched it rise from $2 to $5. It's unreal. My daughter said, Mommy, please get me some Funyuns. Please, please. I told her no. You better like another chip. Preferable to store brand. And most of the time, the store brand sometimes tastes better than the regular brand. And I'm going to just keep it real with you. I had to go off on my daughter in the market. We were shopping. She was like, oh, I need drinks. You know, because she was taught to drink. You know, you can drink and still survive, you know, even if you don't eat much. We need drinks. She got all these drinks. Get rid of them. And she's looking at me. And I want that. Get rid of it. I'm not going to allow you to get caught up in the wrath of these things because life has changed, honey. And I had to explain it to her. You're going to get what you need. It ends. And this is what y'all going to have to tell y'all children. Certain things have to end in order for y'all to keep a maintained stable life without the government, how can I say it, messing with your minds. Survival is the key. That's the key. This is why we work 2 and 3 jobs. This is why we have 2 and 3 businesses. This is why we do all these things. Not because we want to be the richest people in the world. Because we're trying to survive. Granted, sometimes we get that break and make a big lump sum and we're so thankful. But either way, we're trying to survive. We're in survival mode. I have a friend of mine, I told him, how to get his life in order and everything and trying to survive. And he really thinks that I have a lot of money. He really thinks that. I'm poor as hell. What I would look at as being poor anyway. But when you've been through some things where you tried to survive and couldn't because of a lot of things that the people in the government has put on you, you change your perspective on how to survive. Just like the body goes into survival mode, the brain goes into survival mode as well. And you can't see nothing else but the dollar because you're trying to survive. You want to eat when you want to eat. You want to be able to wash your clothes when you want to wash your clothes. You want to be able to turn on the heat and have heat. You want to be able to just put a key in a door and say, I live here. You get in survival mode. Then you don't take care of yourself. People say, well, Jackie, why don't you get a house? I ain't ready yet. Why don't you move? I'm not ready yet. I'm going to stay where I can afford it. I'm not going to go out here and overstep myself, or overdo myself, and then I can't survive. I have a kid. I have to think. I'm going to stay put. I'm safe. So I can survive. It's called survival mode. This is what the government has done to us. Trump told us to stay still. It was for a reason. Because he's seen what was going to happen. So that's why I stay still. I listen to those that I believe in. Those that I know has lived the life that I've lived. Meaning being hungry. Going to bed and your stomach is growling. Those are the people that I trust in. Because I know what it feels like. I don't know if I ever told you that story where, when I lost my house up in Maryland, I was in survival mode, and I worked out every day. My belly was real small, so I didn't eat much, didn't require much because I was stressed. And I wound up falling out because I didn't eat for days. I was eating like tuna fish, a little bit of tuna fish here, them little pouches, which don't hold nothing. That's not even a lunch, and I wouldn't eat it with crackers. I just eat it straight out the pouch, thinking that that's going to hold me. But anyway, long story short, And fish is the lightest thing you can eat. Long story short, I wasn't eating enough, and I wound up falling out. And when I woke up, I was throwing up bile, because my stomach had filled up with bile, And if you don't eat, you don't survive, meaning your body starts to shut down on you, and your body eats off your fat. Now, if I didn't have any fat because I was running every day, what was my body going to eat off of? My body shut down, okay? So now, we get to the hospital, and they're like, okay, well, we don't really find much wrong. You healthy as I don't know what. We don't find nothing wrong. I said, I'm probably hungry and probably dehydrated. And they said, yeah, we did see the dehydration, but we didn't see anything else. I said, well, I haven't eaten in days. So they brought me food, right? They brought me food. So, of course, I got kids, my kids is with me, and they saying, well, you got kids with you and you haven't eaten in days. This may be a bad situation, and you're homeless. So we're going to call the Child Protective Services. So Child Protective Services came in, and they said, well, what's going on, Ms. Richardson? I said, well, I lost my house, and we was trying to go somewhere. I just don't even know right this moment because I'm so stressed. I don't know what I'm doing. However, I haven't been eating, and I got sick, and I fell out. So she said, well, we don't have any shelters that can take you because you're not a resident of this state. So I started laughing. I said, and this is just knowing your government. I started laughing, and I said, well, ma'am, I fell out in your state. It don't matter whether I was a resident or not. I fell out in your state, so you should have somewhere to house me if I wanted it, okay? But they couldn't offer me a damn thing, okay? Then she said, but we'll take the children. So now you're going to leave me alone, right? So she said, we can take the children and we can place them into foster care. You're not taking my children. Why do you need to take my children? And she was like, well, because you don't have any funding to help them. You a lie. Who told you I don't have no money? Just because I fell out in the street because I was hungry? I don't have no money? So I went to the ATM. I laugh about this all the time, y'all. I went to the ATM and I pulled out I took out a few dollars and I showed her the receipt. I said, ma'am, I got money. I just don't have a place to stay. I sacrifice and not eat much so my kids can eat. Do they look like they missing any meals? And she said, oh, yeah, you're right. And she just kept looking at me. I said, well, being that I need some rest, so I'm going to go over here, this hotel, this expensive hotel, and stay a couple of nights. And she just looked at me. She said, yeah, them hotels are expensive. Yeah. That's why I fell out. Because I don't want to pay for these expensive hotels in your state. Do you get it now? She was like, yeah, it makes sense. She said, but I see you do got money, so I'm going to sign you off and let you go. All I had to show them was my bank account. And I walked away with my children. You see what the power of money do? This is why we work so hard. So we can have our own power. Because once the government steps in, they're only there for funding. And if they feel like they got to fund you, they get to run your life. This is why we work. When I first came to Charlotte, they stopped me from working. They didn't want me to have no power. How you going to take my livelihood away from me? But they didn't realize I still had power. Because your net worth don't go away. It doesn't go away. You have it for a lifetime. They wanted the people in their state to catch up. Because they know once I got back at it, I was going to fly through it. Working is the best way because you have more control over your life. The government is going to dictate what they want to dictate and implement what they want to implement, even if it's right or wrong. Every family and every thing is different. They try to treat it all the same, and you can't. You just can't. Things have to change. You can't make set rules. This is why they always miss something. And when they write in these rules, because the situations here on the ground is totally different than what they see up in the office. That's what I was trying to get to, guys. It's totally different. You can't. There's always got to be a way you have to overlook certain things. And that's just my theory. The reason being is because, like I said, and I'm going to say it again, up in that office, sitting at a round table, never experienced nothing that they're putting laws into place. I get law and order. I get that. But to an extent. Because you guys are creating a bunch of people that's not going to respect y'all. People that is in survival mode. Trying their best to make sure that they survive. And when they don't see survival mode anymore, or a way to survive, they give up. Do y'all understand? And I hope y'all understand. I hope the government understand what they're doing to the people. Because y'all don't understand what's going on down here. This is why people that's been through it need to be in office. This is why I was going to run for mayor. I wanted to be governor assistant. Because here it is, I'm writing Cooper all the things that's going on down here, and he gets the credit for it. For the change, but they don't know that I'm constantly writing this man, telling him what's going on in his city, down here. So he can make changes. But he gets the reward. Because he don't know, he don't have a clue what's going on down here. You don't have a clue. Just like the president don't have a clue what's going on in these government offices. They making up all these rules and they lie. And they just do so much stuff. Just to make sure that they keep a job because they're in survival mode as well. That's not the way we run a country. That's not the way you run a business. Everyone has to be on the same page. It's the same way even at my job. Even though I like, the people that I'm around, the work is hard, but you know what you got to do so you can get that paycheck. You either like it or you don't. thing I like about my job, they give you other opportunities to move on to something else that you might like, so you can move around a lot. And they make that available to us every 30 days. If you don't like it over here, move over here. Try that one. See how this fits for you. I'll find a spot for you. But you just got to see what you like, what your body can handle. That's why I fight for Amazon so hard. Y'all hate it, and I get it. But he's created stability for the people. He's created that. Working with me is what they say as a whole. I'll put you to work. I'll give you a way to survive. As long as you come to work. When I first started with Amazon, I hated it. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, because it was set up a lot different than a lot of the other jobs here in America. And I was like so angry, like, why is he doing this? And, I recognized that he was based on how other countries work. And then I thought back at like some of the things I did, like even when I went to Florida and I was working on the bay, the Navy base, helping sort and cut the shrimp heads off. Okay. And I woke up, they told me, they said, in order for you to get a spot, you gotta be there early. Okay. And I said, okay. And it was like, you'll make about $50 for the day. And I said, okay. I said, I'm going to go and I'm going to try it. So I had to get up at 3 a.m. and I had to travel to where the Navy base was and stand online with the rest of the people and, get a spot. I got a spot. I made my $50 for the day, And, I thought back like how, we was angry about the kids making sneakers for Jordan for a bowl of rice when he's over here making millions and millions of dollars. And we were angry about it because, we're Americans. We like, oh, hell no, that's wrong what he's doing to the people over there. That's not right. But they were in survival mode. I get to eat all day, even if it's rice, because that's what we like. That's what we eat. And I'll be full when I go to bed as long as I work. And it hurt me to my heart to know it. But guess what? That's where we're at today. It may not be a bowl of rice, but if we don't work, we're not going to survive because our government don't really have our back for real. To a certain extent. People are still catching COVID. Those vaccinated and unvaccinated. Healthy, non-healthy. I see it every day. I talk to people every day that's had it. I can't talk about like the symptoms or whatever because I've never had it. And I thank God for that. However, I talk to these people and ask them what they experience. I want to know. I don't want to know enough to catch it because it may do something worse to me than it does to others because you notice a lot of people died. Then they decided, okay, once the COVID came, now they're going to train us how to clean ourselves, how to keep ourselves clean. That should have been in place years ago. Shout out to Maryland. I love you guys because y'all y'all was on it way before this, because y'all don't want diseases running through y'all city. Even if y'all gotta lie about people having a certain disease because y'all don't want it running through y'all city. And I get it. But everybody has to be on the same page. The whole country has to be on the same page. I'm going to talk about this only because it just came down on Twitter. I'm going to talk about it. They had this thing up where, they didn't like Charlotte because the women were ugly here. Because, it's hot here. You tan easy. You get real dark or whatever the case may be. And some of the states got decent looking women, like Miami, because why? Because the beach is there. You're always on the beach, so you got to stay in a two-piece and, work out and all this other stuff, And, Maryland is similar to that, They want the women looking a certain type of way. Slender, looking good, professional, And it's not saying that the state is wrong for that and dictating how they want their people to be. It's to better their state. So some of the things that's, the laws are very strict. You want people in your state feeling safe. And I won't go out here in Charlotte after midnight. But best to believe, if I was in Maryland, I would. I'll go run at midnight in Maryland. Even in Baltimore. Because the way they've been trained. Okay? So I just wanted to throw that out there. Every state is different, but I'm starting to feel like y'all all need to get on the same page. The whole country needs to be on the same page so we know what's going on. It shouldn't be separated. This state does this state does that. Because guess what? Everything that's sold is sold in every state. Almost every big corporate company is in every state. So all the rules should be the same in every state. If we go into a new world order, the United States won't exist. So what y'all gonna do then? It won't be separated. That's where y'all wasting money at, because y'all want to separate everything. Oh, well, we're better than them. We're the top state. We're going to get all of the better people. We are star state. Greater North Carolina is working their way to becoming a star state, but they have to step their game up. You got to step your game up. In a city where I used to live, Harford County, you will never see homeless people out and about. Never. I'm not saying that they ain't homeless. They'll go live in a tree somewhere. In the forest, I mean. But you won't see them out and about. Certain things. I'm going to tell you this story. I was always thinking about a story. I'm going to tell you this story. I was running at the park, because y'all know I used to run a lot. I'm running at the park, and I met this girl. And we talking, and she walking, she looked just like me. She didn't stink. She was clean. And I'm running, and, she's walking through. And she just disappeared. And I'm like, where the fuck she go? Excuse me. Oh, y'all know my mouth is bad sometimes. I said, where'd she go? And it was a path going into the trees, but it was blocked off, so she had to go up under the little bars to get there. And another lady was running, and she saw me looking. She said, what you looking for? I said, I was just talking to a girl, and she just disappeared. And she said, oh, you didn't know. She said, people live in there. I said, out here? And she was like, yeah, they got tents and stuff in there, but all the way deep, deep, deep in. I said, that's where the homeless people are at? And she was like, yeah. I was like, wow. I was living there for 10 years then. I didn't even know. But she was clean just like you and I. Hair was done, everything. And I wanted to go back there just to see how they live. But, I didn't want to trespass on their, on what they were doing. She had a little motor scooter. But that's what she got off of. She got off the motor scooter, parked it. And I was like, I didn't know people lived back there. I was mad with Maryland about it. But they give people the choice if they want to pay bills and or live on the street. Some people have another choice, but they still maintain life. You never know a person's situation. This is why we decided to love one another, because you never know what a person is going through or what a person has to go through. And then if the government is not helping, that makes it worse. Now, I'm going to get up off of here today, right now, because I got a lot of things I have to do. Y'all know my life stay busy. It's not enough time in a day. 24 hours is not enough. And I still got to get my rest. That's the number one key, guys. Make sure you rest, because without rest, your body will deteriorate slowly. So I make sure I get my rest. When my body say lay it down, I lay it down. When my mind say go to sleep, I go to sleep. Okay? And y'all need to do the same. Stop forcing yourselves to stay up and, I got to go out to the club. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to work, my 2 jobs. I got to do this, do that. You can do all of that stuff at home. That's why you create a safe haven at home. They used to laugh at me at Maryland. They'd be like, this is your, what they used to call it? They didn't call it safe haven. They called it something. I can't remember the word they used. But, I had created my home to be so outstanding to where I was comfortable there. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So that way I don't have to be out there. If I want to drink, I can drink in my house. If I want to party, I party in my house. This is what I do. Everything in my house. That's why I pay rent or, pay a mortgage or whatever. And then you have those that just want to be out and about. It's got to be out and about. Oh, yeah. You guys have a good day. Y'all be safe out there. And I'll talk to y'all soon.